hot right now.
Hey guys, we're starting this over on Instagram. We're having some Teddy Riley difficulties. Hey Facebook. Good old reliable Facebook. We're trying to get our technology together right now. Instagram is starting to be a hater just when we need it most in this quarantine life. How's it going now?
Are you on live?
Yeah, I'm live. So I'm just juicing some fresh lime juice for my drink later. While people join the pre-party of yeah, I think people are coming in now, right? The bouncer was being whack at this party. Oh my gosh, my earring just came out. I'm having too good of a time already, guys. All right. So you guys think it's working now?
Oh, here it is working. It's working now.
All right, cool. So welcome, pre-party, Chefleen-Chella. I'm just juicing some limes here, getting my workout for the day, using my reamer. If you guys have any questions that are not what happens on the show at 9 o'clock, please feel free to ask. Today we're going to be making buffalo chicken dip and chopped pop and a casa-Leen. For those of you who don't know me and do know me, casa-Leen, that's what I named the drink. Don't you like it? It is a drink, a tequila-based drink, because I love tequila. It is my drink of choice all the time. So yeah, we're gonna be making a riff on a margarita, I guess. All right, I'm gonna set my lime juice aside because what I want to get started with is my buffalo chicken dip because it takes a little while in the oven. So I'll just put this over here. And the one thing I need to do is grate my cheese. I'm using block sharp cheese. I prefer when you're melting things to have cheese from a block because this, even though I have a mix of both today, but this cheese is mixed with like a lot of preservatives and stuff to keep it fresh. So your block cheese is gonna be a lot fresher and make a lot better product than your cheese. But by all means, it's real life. Who wants to be grating cheese their whole life? So I just happen to have this left over, so I'm gonna grate this before we get started with our buffalo chicken dip. I'm so excited to have you guys here at Chefleen-Chella, the pre-party.
Looks like Facebook was hating on you too. Facebook wasn't working for a long time. Now everything's up.
Oh, now everything. See, I broke the internet. Man, Tuesday, everyone's looking forward to this. Everyone's trying to get in the festival at the same time. Cool. I'm too excited.
Did you drop something?
I did just drop something. I haven't even had a casa-Leen yet.
Oh my god.
This night is gonna be interesting on the interview portion. I'm this excited now.
Oh my gosh.
How's everyone's Tuesday going? How are we feeling today?
How much cheese?
So I have a cup and a half of cheese. We're gonna use 1 cup of it. Well, depending on how big your pan is. So the pan you're baking it in, let me be specific. So my pan is this big. We're gonna cover the whole thing with cheese. So you're gonna use some of your cheese inside the mixture that we're actually making, and you're gonna use some of the cheese to put on the top. Also, can you guys let us know if the music is too loud? Don't want to, be grooving too much over here, and you guys can't hear my instructions.
Don't worry, I won't put on any Mariah Carey, so I don't have to hear you.
Oh, Mariah. All right. So I've grated my cheese now. There's one more thing I need to do that's like pre-work. I try to make it so you guys didn't have to do so much pre-work, and I just told you to have shredded chicken already. I actually poached this chicken breast. Now the difference between poaching and boiling is that when you're boiling something, the water is like super like blah, 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 blah. When you are poaching,
what was that?
Like it's like super jumping, like the barking dog, like woof, woof, woof. Anyway, when you're poaching something, it's a lot more like relaxed and calm. And the difference is the temperature difference. So when I don't remember the poaching temperature exactly, but I know boiling is 212. So poaching is a lot less than that. So when you put your protein inside that temperature water, it doesn't tighten up as much, which means you get left with a lot like more moist protein and something that is not dry and chewy. So now I'm just gonna shred this chicken. Again, I told you guys if you're cooking along to already have shredded chicken. I should have written roasted chicken on there, but at the time, I'm like a really horrible speller, fun fact. And at the time, I didn't feel like looking up roasted so I put shredded chicken. But this is great. Like if you live alone and you have like, how chicken breasts are sold in like 3s, who wants to eat 3 chicken breasts that are exactly the same? a good thing to do is to poach a chicken breast, like I just described, in the lower temperature water. Cook it all the way through, and then you can just shred it for your salads and things. So you can use like 2 chicken breasts for tacos, and then keep some in the fridge for salads or omelets and things like that. Question?
Can you come back and pin the?
Oh, I need to pin the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second.
Don't do it like Babyface yesterday.
All at my nose.
Exactly.
If you're just joining us, welcome to the Chopped Champions. I keep forgetting to put the other part. I'm already a Chopped Champion, and this is a Chopped Champions episode. Pre-party, Chefleen-Chella. All my friends and family are here. It's feeling really fun. Although at normal Chella it would just be my friends. That's not really a thing my family would necessarily want to attend. But yeah, we're just here to have a good time. We're gonna be making buffalo chicken dip. We're gonna be making a casa-Leen, a rift on a margarita. What's a better word for rift? Like a
I don't know.
an adjustment? Why can't I think of the word?
Maybe. Maybe you should ask your fans.
Yeah, what? Give me another word for rift. That's like not the right word I'm looking for.
What's the other temperature?
400 for your buffalo chicken dip. So everything in your buffalo chicken dip is already going to be cooked. So when you put it in, you're really just trying to get it warm and melty. Who watched Teddy and Babyface?
A play on.
A play on, yes. A play on a margarita. Thank you. Who said that? I appreciate you.
Nalika?
Nalika?
No, it's like _Nalika, I guess.
Oh.
You know I'm not the best reader.
I'm not the best speller and you're not the best reader. We make a perfect team.
Or remix.
A remix. There we go. I like that. Especially because we're at Coachella, Chefleen-Chella.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm just going to keep shredding my chicken that I already pre-boiled. This is a good amount of chicken. So we're going to have a nice protein-filled dip. And I think on the recipe I told you 1 cup to 2 cups of chicken. So depending on how you want, like how protein filled you want your dip to be, you can put as much chicken as you want. Also, this recipe that we're gonna be making is very forgiving and very just to your taste. So I gave you guidelines for your dip, but feel free to play around with the measurements. If you don't have if you had like 1/4 cup of ranch, like nothing is gonna go wrong if you don't have like another 1/2 cup. So yeah, just play around with it, get fun with it. All right, I think my chicken is good. This is actually one of my least favorite jobs, is shredding chicken. I started off with a fork, but then I just went with my good old hands. All right, I'm gonna rinse my hands off really quick. Question?
Yes. Is Renita's buffalo chicken dip better than yours?
Is Renita's buffalo chicken dip better than mine? Renita makes some bomb chicken dip. Hold on 1 second, guys. I can't talk and write my pin at the same time. Yeah, our DJ Gotti boy Chris, I don't know if he's gonna get his full payment over here.
First of all, I already got paid.
He already got paid. All right, sorry guys, I just had to pin Instagram. And what's going on Facebook?
What kind of cheese again? Debbie Johnson just said.
Oh, I'm using sharp cheddar, but you could use any kind of cheddar. I like sharp cheddar when you're melting things. But I'm also using this pre-made mix up just because I have a little bit of it left. But cheddar is the way to go with this buffalo chicken dip. I feel like my earrings are just fault. This party is too much for these earrings. I'm already having a wild time. All right, so now that we have all of our elements ready for our buffalo chicken dip, and I'm struggling with this earring, I'm about to just say, earrings are done. We're having too much fun at this party. All right, so we're gonna bring over all of our ingredients for our buffalo chicken dip. I'm gonna put this, actually, let me move.
Something about an echo when you're too close to the mic or something.
There's an echo?
Yeah.
Oh, let me talk quieter. Let me talk more calm. All right.
TT, do you hear the echo also? I know she's in there. Or Kiana?
I think Instagram is just hating on the culture right now. They hated on Riley last night. They're hating on Chefleen today.
I wonder if the music is what.
Maybe. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is add in...
Oh, so Kiana doesn't.
Oh, also, I really want you guys to know that this is probably the most healthy thing you will ever see me make. Wink, wink. Before we get started, just don't even think about the calories involved in this. So the first thing that we're going to start with is just...
Also, can you only have half the table.
On Instagram?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chefleen-Chella is she okay today?
Chefleen-Chella.
She's a little off today.
Chefleen-Chella. Let's not make this fire fest.
Yes.
All right. So we start with a block of cream cheese. And it's really important that your cream cheese is soft because this will make your job a lot easier. If it isn't soft, I would suggest using a hand mixer. But mine has been sitting out for a couple hours, so it's pretty easy to mix around by itself right now. So I just want to beat it until it's smooth. Chefleen-Chella didn't have so much funding. I don't know why. So we don't want...
Still half cup, I guess.
Of cream cheese? No, we use 8 ounces of cream cheese.
Gotcha.
So it's a whole block. Typically, most recipes that you're making with cream cheese call for the whole block because it's just better to use the whole thing and then you don't have any left over in your fridge. All right, so my mixture looks like this. You can see it. It's smooth. There's no like gigantic lumps in it, which is really important. And then this dip is also, like I said, it's the most healthy and the hardest thing you will ever have to make. So I'm going to switch over from my whisk because it's already mixed together. Just throw that in this. And I'm going to add in my ranch dressing. Oh, this is blue cheese. I'm going to add in my ranch dressing, which is a cup of ranch. I am a ranch person over a blue cheese person because I'm a West Coast person. I think there's like a very strong rivalry between those two, depending on what coast you're from. So I'm going to add in a cup. You guys know I don't measure, but I measure with my heart. But if it makes you happy to measure, I have no problem with you measuring with a measuring cup. And then I'm going to add in a half a cup of blue cheese. But again, if you like blue cheese more than ranch, feel free to add in more blue cheese and ranch. And then I'm going to add in my Frank's Red Hot sauce. So on the recipe, I said a half a cup to a cup of Frank's. This really just depends how spicy you like things. I tend to be a little less spicy, although in my older age, I've started to like spicier things. But I'm gonna start with like a half a cup and then I'm gonna mix it. That was not even a half a cup. Good thing I bought another one.
So whip appeal is in the background. I don't know if is that throwing people off?
I don't know why. Can you turn on that light behind you also?
Yeah.
Whip appeal is not even a Coachella song. There we go. The light is better now.
A Coachella song? Man, listen, I'm not a Coachella
Babyface
DJ.
Is not. We saw how smooth and classy Babyface is. He would never be seen at Coachella.
This is a smooth and classy meal.
Yeah, real smooth and classy. All right, so I'm adding in about a half cup of Frank's hot sauce, and I need a spatula. And I'm just going to mix this around now, and it's gonna look kind of not that appealing. Actually, every time I make this, I'm pretty actually disgusted with it until it comes out of the oven. Just because I'm a pretty healthy person, and I'm always just thinking about the amount of calories in this bowl. So I'm gonna mix this around until it is mixed together and smooth.
This is gonna be a Babyface version.
This is Babyface Chefleen-Chella.
There you go.
At least we gotta play like some faster songs.
Listen,
and at this point, it's also...
That has to be background music. They're
Oh,
focused on you.
music.
They can't be singing songs and missing ingredients. Listen, I got this over here. You focus on you.
DJ Gotti Boy Chris got it. My bad. I'm just here for the cooking part.
Where'd you come with his name?
So, that's your nickname from your friends. All right, so at this point, it's gonna start looking not so appetizing. But trust me, just believe in the process. It's going to be amazing. Also, at this point, question?
Yeah, you're going too fast.
Sorry.
Slow down. And can you go over everything that you went over so far? And can you go over every step with oven, preheat? Because some people are just joining.
Just joining?
Yes.
Oh, latest Chefleen-Chella. I see where your priorities lie. I'm kidding. Welcome to the pre-party of Chefleen-Chella. We are currently making buffalo chicken dip. So far in this bowl, I creamed some cream cheese, so I used a whisk to make it nice and smooth so there is no lumps. Then I added in ranch dressing, already made ranch dressing and already made blue cheese. I add about a cup of ranch dressing and about a half cup of blue cheese. But do what feels right for you. If you like blue cheese more than ranch, go ahead and add more blue cheese. So that's all we have in this bowl, and we mix it around. And like I said, it's not really gonna look like so appetizing right now, especially if you think about the amount of calories that's in here. But just believe in the process and you will be very heavily rewarded at the end. Now the next thing that I'm gonna add, because we do have so much fat in here, is some lemon juice. So I like to just add in my lemon juice half by half. So I just cut my lemon like off in a third. And I'm going to just take out the seeds right now, because I don't want any seeds in my buffalo chicken dip. That would be gross if you're eating this nice creamy buffalo chicken dip and then you bite a seed. And then I'm going to add about this half. Well, it's not really half. It's kind of like almost like a third of the lemon. And depending on how much juice I get, I'm gonna see what I do. So now, at this point, I want to taste this. Again, it might not look like the most appetizing thing, but it's really important that you taste it at this point because you want to see if your flavors are balanced. So you're going to want to have the creaminess from the blue cheese and ranch, the kind of pungentness from the blue cheese, and the spiciness from the Frank's Red Hot. It's very ranchy. It's not so spicy, so I'm gonna add some more. Oh wait, there was a spice. There goes a spice. Not that bad, just kidding. But I am gonna add in more Frank's because we're also going to add to this more cheese, and the cheese is gonna cut like the super sharpness of the hot sauce, and it's going to make that ranch, that like acidic flavor ranch, go away too. So try to balance out your flavors here before you add anything else in. What is so funny over there?
I add the Babyface in the background. It's just interesting listening to you cook while we're listening to Babyface slow jams. But listen, I'm not taking any requests. No real DJs do.
Maybe if you might slide him a 20 in his Cash App, he might take a request from you guys.
Chef New Orleans says hello. You have someone watching from Liberia.
Oh, hey, I think that's Marcel.
Oh, nice.
All right, so now I assume I like the flavor. Technically, I should taste this again. I guess I will. I'll do as I say, or do as I say, not as I do. But I'm gonna actually do what I'm telling you to do. Taste it again. See how you feel about the flavor. Trust your gut. You're gonna be the one eating it. And I think it tastes pretty good now. Like all the flavors are balanced. Not thinking about the calories. And now at this point, I'm gonna add in, so in total I said 1.5 cups of cheese. I have this pan that I'm gonna put it in, so I wanna sprinkle cheese on the top of that. So I'm gonna save this for the top sprinkling, and I'm gonna save a little bit of this cheese I actually grated for the top. And I'm just using cheddar. This is a white sharp cheddar. Whenever I'm melting something in the oven, like mac and cheese, or not really lasagna, whenever I'm making mac and cheese, you always wanna use sharp cheddar because that's what gives you that stringy creaminess. The texture of it is like a little more dry aged. So because of that, the oil content works better when it's heated up. Question?
Never mind, you just answered. White sharp cheddar.
Oh. All right, so now I'm gonna add in all my chicken. This is kind of a lot of chicken for the ratio of cheese that I have right now, but since this is our dinner, I'll feel better about the amount of protein in here to cheese ratio. Question?
Do you eat this dip with tortilla chips?
Yes, I like tortilla chips. Also, people eat it with celery or carrots. I'm not a huge celery fan, but when you eat it with vegetables, I think that you feel better about yourself too because of all the calories in here. But the tortilla chips is what I suggested that you eat it with tonight. Question?
Also, have you ever made this meal with Tabasco sauce?
Tabasco. I don't think I've ever added Tabasco. You could. You would need like a lot of Tabasco sauce because we added like almost 1 cup of Frank's. I'm also gonna put some pepper and salt just because you should always put pepper and salt in basically everything, unless you're like one of those tasty videos with the mac and cheese sometimes. When they make mac and cheese with water and Parmesan and you're like, that's not actually mac and cheese. All right, guys, if you are just joining us, thank you. Welcome to Chefleen-Chella. We are finishing up our buffalo chicken dip. We have cream cheese in here, ranch dressing, blue cheese, Frank's Red Hot, chicken that we shredded. You could use rotisserie chicken that's already cooked. Some recipes called for canned chicken. That's kind of gross. I mean, not judging you if you like it, but I would not ever do that. But again, you're cooking for yourself. You like it, I love it. We're gonna put in, also we put in some sharp cheddar. And now, all we have to do is put it in a pan. And I wish I had a way prettier bakeware dish, but I don't. So, you know, if you ever want to get me a gift, anyone, some nice bakeware would be really nice. And I'm just gonna spread it around. And you don't want to overfill your pan because it will bubble over. So you want it a good amount of space around there. And make sure you get all of this out, because once this comes out of the oven and you taste it, you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, like I cannot live without this, I promise you. Question?
Did you oil the pan?
No, I did not oil the pan. Oh. There's so much oil and grease in the dressings that we put in that it's not gonna stick unless you like completely forget about it and it burns. All right, now I'm gonna sprinkle on my cheese on top. And I'm using both here.
It's interesting to hear you talk over Babyface. This is actually pretty interesting.
I wonder if we could get Babyface on here to play his guitar again as Chefleen-Chella. That would be amazing.
He's different. He's done with Instagram Live.
Yeah, he's totally done with Instagram Live. He's like, I'm waiting. Question?
Is there a deeper pan okay, or is it shallow better? Is a deeper pan okay?
So really, whatever pan you have, if you have a deeper pan, it's going to take longer to heat all the way through. But if that's all you have, that's totally fine. I like a shallow pan because it's a dip essentially. So you're going to serve it straight in this pan. And if it's super deep, it's nice if you can get the crispy layer of cheese on top with each bite. And if you serve it in a deep pan, it's going to be hard for everyone to get the crispy layer of cheese. Which, not to toot my own horn, but Chris said that is what makes this particular dip so amazing, is the extra layer of cheese on top. So now I'm going to put it in my 400-degree oven. And we are gonna move on to our, oh wait, one more thing before we move on and I get rid of my cutting board.
How long are you putting that in there?
Until it's done. I'm gonna put it in there probably for 20 minutes at least. The goal is to have it nice and crispy and bubbly on top and heat it all the way through. So depending on how my oven feels today, because you know your oven feels differently, at least my oven feels differently every single day, we'll see how long that takes. So, the last thing that I'm gonna do, and this is totally not necessary, but it does add a nice presentation factor to your buffalo chicken dip, is I'm gonna cut up some scallions just on a bias. And a bias, which means just like turn your knife. Instead of this way, you're gonna turn it this way. And I'm just gonna cut some nice, pretty scallions to put on top at the end. Who's excited for Chopped this evening? Chopped Champions. I am. I'm actually really scared, and I was really scared to go back on there. Just FYI, while you're watching tonight.
That's actually better. The lighting.
The best.
Yeah, you were dark today for some reason.
Because I normally have those lights on. I was so excited about, yeah, the ones behind you.
You forgot the lights?
I did. I was forgetting everything, and I told you I haven't even had a casa-Leen yet. I don't know what's wrong with me today. All right, so I'm just gonna put these to the side in a little dish. This is a good one. I would have ran up and down the hallway last night if this came on. All right, I'm gonna get rid of my cutting board because I'm pretty sure I don't need it anymore, but I'll keep it close just in case I do. And I'm gonna get started on my chopped pop. So popcorn is like a super amazing thing to have in your house whenever you need a snack. Growing up, we ate a ton. We actually had an air popper and we ate a ton of popcorn. And I remember, I don't know why I remember this, but my mom used to like, she liked it as a snack because it was like low calorie, but she used to not really put so much butter on it. We're not gonna do that today. We're gonna make it super flavorful, and we're gonna cook it in a pot because I don't have room for an air popper. And what I like about this popcorn is that you can literally keep these popcorn kernels forever. Like, I've had this, I'm embarrassed to tell you how long I've had this, so I'm not going to. But it's really fun actually to make popcorn on the stove. It's fresh, it's just really cool. But we do want to season our popcorn after it's done. I'm actually gonna turn my oven up because I'm a little afraid it's being a little sad today. So It's super easy. You just need a pot with a lid. The lid is really important because you need to keep the moisture inside, and if you don't, you're gonna have popcorn flying everywhere. It's nice if you have a pot with a clear lid so you can see what's happening. It's a little more exciting, but you don't need to have a clear lid. You can do it without. And then what we're gonna put on top of our popcorn when we're done, so there's a few choices, but I made this one night when we came home at like, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the morning, and Chris's friend was here, and they were still talking about this popcorn like 2 weeks later. Like, they forgot, and then like 2 weeks later, they're like, man, that popcorn Kathleen made was like so good. So the secret ingredients to this chopped pop are garlic powder and Cajun spice mint, which I can see why when we came home like super late, the savoriness of it really just like hit the spot. So that's what we're gonna be using. We're also going to be melting some butter and putting that on top, but I'll get a little bit more into that later. Let's start heating up our pan. And we're gonna use about a cup of popcorn kernels. Basically, you can use as many popcorn kernels that coats the whole bottom of your pan. You don't really want a layer of popcorn here because then it's gonna be hard for it to pop evenly. And you wanna start getting it hot. And then the other thing that you're gonna need is canola oil. Let me grab that. So you can use any kind of high heat oil, like vegetable oil, canola oil, avocado oil, except for avocado oil is pretty expensive, so I wouldn't really recommend it, although it is healthier for you. I have used like a extra virgin olive oil, or like, you know, just one of those basic olive oils. But what's great about the high heat oils is that it really helps your popcorn cook faster, and I think it makes it like a little bit crispier, or like the texture is just a little bit better. Was there a question?
Butter?
No, you would never, ever, ever want to cook your popcorn in butter because butter has milk solids in it, and when you heat the butter up to the temperature that the popcorn needs to do to cook, those milk solids are going to burn. So you would not want to put butter in at this first step. Also, I've tried once to make this recipe, it's like a kettle corn recipe, where they tell you to put sugar in at the same time as you're popping the corn. I was not a fan of it. It burnt the pan. I mean, maybe you could do it better, but I just would stay away from that. Just sprinkle sugar on top of your popcorn when it's done.
Troy loves garlic powder and garlic salt on popcorn.
Oh yeah, garlic salt would be good. All right, so I'm putting about 2 tablespoons of oil. Again, just slightly over like the bottom coating of the pan. That's what I want to do. Now, I really love this kind of popcorn, but, oh, Mariah's singing.
Oh my gosh.
And Kenny, taking it back, Kenny G. All right, I really love this kind of popcorn, but let's be honest, in real life, I'm not getting out a pot and making it every single day. I do strongly believe in microwave popcorn for a quick snack, but this is special. It's fun. It really is fun to make. It really, if you have the clear lid, it's really cool to like just see it pop. It's very satisfying for some reason. Now you want to make sure your pot is hot before you start adding in your popcorn kernels, because otherwise you'll do what I did last time and put your kernels in and then just be waiting like, oh, I did something wrong, but not really. It just takes a while for them to start heating up. This is a half a cup. So I'm going to put 2 of these in.
Oh. Tiana likes lime and chili powder.
Lime and chili powder. I tried to make Chris a fan of sweet popcorn. He wasn't into it. I like cinnamon and sugar.
I like kettle corn.
Yeah, but the cinnamon and sugar, you're like, oh no. Also, confession, we also have those store-bought popcorn seasonings that are like literally like crack. Like they're like drugs. Oh. Like one time when Chris first introduced me to them, I literally like poured it into my hand after the popcorn was gone and I was licking it. And he was like, what is wrong with you? You're addicted. You can't have any more. But those are filled with all kinds of preservatives and all kinds of things that are not great for you. So this is a healthier alternative to that. And just as flavorful. All right.
Well, this conversation took a turn. So, someone asked if you have an OnlyFans account.
An OnlyFans account? No, I do not have an OnlyFans account.
And someone else said you're sexy, and then someone else said
whoa,
she's hella sexy. Oh, we're winning out here today.
Well, yeah, because I might need to take my chef coat off more often. All right, guys. So back to the popcorn. Thank you for the compliments. You want to grab some hot things because your handles are going to get super hot. And actually, my rule of thumb, I'm going to take this off because I can't do two things at one time. Once one popcorn kernel pops, actually 3 are popped now. That's when that is when I put my lid on and I'm going to start shaking it. Now, I'm going to turn it down just a little so I don't catch my mitts on fire. And then you literally just shake it. Because if you don't shake it, you're going to burn it. So it gets a little hot and sweaty, but it's worth it, I promise.
Question. What temperature?
So this is at a medium high. You can really do this at any temperature, but if you do it at a low temperature, it's going to take a long time and you're going to get bored. Maybe you're more patient than I am. I like to be dangerous over here. I've always had like a super obsession with fire. Chris is like looking at me like, oh God. My parents used to take me camping when I was little a lot, and I used to really like enjoy just sticking things in the fire and watching them burn. So I think that's why this method of making popcorn is so satisfying to me. But it is some work. It is hot, and I'm really watching that I'm not catching these on fire. Although that would be really exciting for you guys over there.
Yeah, like when you pop the thing in your eye.
Oh yeah, you guys missed it. If you missed brunch when I popped the champagne open and it nearly took my eye out. All right, so my popcorn is starting to pop a little bit. Most of it is still uncooked. I'm gonna bring you guys over. Most important, well, I'm gonna bring Instagram over. Sorry, oh no, I don't want to end. Cancel. I'm risking my popcorn burning here, but I want to show you guys what's happening in my pot. It's so cool, right? It's like popping. Oh, Marcella, you have to shake it or else you run the risk of burning your popcorn like I'm doing right now as I show you guys what's happening. All right, I'm going to take you back to where you were. The one thing that I would tell you is do not take your lid off until you feel like all your popcorn is almost popped. Because if you take your lid off, there's a lot of steam that has collected on the top. And the water, when it touches the hot oil, is going to splatter back at you and potentially burn you. So I would advise you against doing that.
They are coming for you in your comments.
Coming for me?
In a good way.
Just me?
Someone said you're extremely sexy. They would dedicate millions of poems to you.
Oh, wow. Millions of poems. You know, I used to be a poet myself back in the
Lord.
day.
Good, please do not.
If you guys will check out my haiku to Christopher a few posts back, a haiku about love in quarantine. All right. So my popcorn, you have to use your ears. Cooking is a sensory experience. So using your ears, you're going to know when your popcorn's done because you're going to stop hearing it popping. Now, you're probably not going to cook every single kernel that you've put in here, but yeah, see, there's no more popping noise. Not that you guys can hear that anyway, but I'm going to turn my heat off, and then I'm going to unleash. There's going to be a ton of steam, so be careful when you take your lid off. Like, all of that steam would have hurt my face. And now I'm going to melt some butter in the microwave. You could do it on the stove if you'd like. Now, this is my problem with homemade popcorn. When you put butter on it, it immediately, like, the bottom, like, gets, like, what's the word, soggy. So I haven't really found a way to circumvent that. So my key to homemade popcorn is putting the butter on right before you're about to eat it and tossing it around. Another alternative to butter, if you have any kind of flavored oil, I found that was a little less, it made your popcorn a little less soggy. If you want to use like a I don't know, a rosemary infused olive oil, or like a CBD oil, or even, you know, a THC oil. It is Chefleen-Chella. My phone got too excited about that. Even like a THC oil, I do find that oils make your popcorn less soggy. So I I'm melting my butter, but I'm not gonna put this on until right before I'm gonna sit down and we're all gonna watch Chop together. That's so funny. But what I am gonna do is take my popcorn out of the bowl, out of the pot, because if it sits in the hot pot for too long, that moisture that was on that lid and a little bit of moisture that's left in your, I did pretty good. There's not too many kernels. That moisture will make your popcorn soggy too. So you do want to make it out of the hot pot that you just cooked it in. So now it's cooling off. But before it cools all the way off, I want to season it, because when things are hot, that's when they're absorbing more seasoning, so you have a better chance of the seasoning clinging to your popcorn. So I think I said, I know I said 2 tablespoons of each seasoning, but again, season with your heart. Wherever your heart decides to take you. This Cajun seasoning just got out of my throat, but that is where you want to go. Oh my gosh, the Cajun seasoning. And then I'm going to put in my garlic powder. And then I'm going to toss it around. Just a little bit. I'm going to use a spoon. And then, like I said, I noticed as soon as I put butter in, it starts to get a little soggy. So I'm going to wait until just before eating it to drizzle on the butter.
Suggestion from the fans in this fruit thing.
You guys, I forgot to add salt, but I'm listening.
Someone said, I can take you home and treat you like a princess, which you are seeing this with my own eyes. She's beautiful like a little flower. And TT and him was going out talking about block, block, block.
Wow. Well, I appreciate the comment. Thank you.
And you came in not wearing a ring anymore.
Yeah, I have a ring, but I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Now we have our popcorn. We have our buffalo chicken dip in the oven. We have our popcorn seasoned and ready to go. Oh, except I need to put salt on it. Definitely want to put salt. Common question. A good amount of salt. Season like Cody did on Sunday. He knows how to salt. Question?
All right. Evidently they think Babyface is doing this to people there. Just sprinkling.
Babyface is getting
also,
people in the mood.
Can you go over a recap of what's in the popcorn and explain the...
Yes. So if you're just joining us or if you've been here the whole time, just a short little recap really quick. Chefleen-Chella, we're getting ready to watch me on Chopped Champions at 9 o'clock on Food Network. We have our buffalo chicken dip in the oven. That was super simple to put together. We just made some popcorn on the stove using a pot with a skillet, a pot with a lid, and some oil. And then we just put our popcorn kernels in, took them out as soon as they were done, and sprinkled them with Cajun spice and garlic powder and salt. And we have some melted butter that we're gonna pour on right before serving, because if you're not gonna serve this right away, the melted butter just makes your popcorn soggy, which for me is not good eats. For you, it might be, but trust me, well, please trust me, soggy popcorn's not good. So anyway, we're on to my most excited favorite part, the drinks of the evening. So we're making a casa-Leen, which is I already forgot the word.
Casa-Leen?
A remix. Oh, wait, no. We don't do remixes over here like Babyface. Oh, remixes, no. Which is a interpretation of a margarita. So, for the casa-Leen, we need Casamigos, of course, because how could it be a casa-Leen without the Casamigos? It happens to be my favorite tequila. This stuff is amazing. All right, so we are going to move. What else do we need? We need Saint Germain, which is an elderflower liqueur. It comes in a really fancy, sexy bottle. It's also pretty expensive, but this bottle will last you for a long time. Other things you can use it for, Ashley and I talked a few weeks ago about putting it in Prosecco for like brunch cocktails. It's also really good like if you're making a syrup or like a fruit syrup or something like that. It just adds like a elderflower taste. It's very floral, yet light. It's really good, trust me. Worth the money, and it'll last on your bar for like probably a year, honestly, like a bottle this big. All right, next we need our fresh lime juice, because margarita without fresh lime juice is just, it's not a margarita. I'm sorry, I'm from Southern California. I'm a margarita expert, and it's just not a margarita without fresh lime juice. So please go through the effort of squeezing your own limes. If you really must, what is the brand that we use? Oh, Newman's has a decent limeade, but fresh lime is like the best. And then finally, which I don't even know if I'm gonna add in yet, but we can use some simple syrup if it's not sweet enough for you. You can purchase simple syrup like this. This was left over from my event. I don't normally keep this in the house because you can make simple syrup very, very easily by just combining equal parts of sugar and water and boiling it until it's thick. And you can keep it in your fridge for like ever. Question?
What about California makes you a margarita expert?
What about California makes me a margarita expert? So, if you don't know anything about geography, California is very close to Mexico. And, you know, actually, I don't honestly know the history of a margarita. That would have been a good thing to look up. But it's very associated with Mexican cuisine, and Southern California is basically Mexico. And we have, in California, not only is it close to Mexico, we have an abundance of like citrus fruits, like the best limes, the best oranges, even though now they're all getting cutting down for houses. So that acidic flavor is just like, it's like the essence of California, like laid back, like light, bright, amazing. Yes, fresh lime juice is necessary, and that's why I'm an expert on margaritas. I've also drank a few of them in my lifetime, so I would know. All right, so I'm gonna make a pitcher of these. So for a pitcher, I'm gonna use about a cup of lime juice.
How much lime did it take to make that much juice?
That was 3 limes, but not all limes are created equal, so you might need more or less lime. The best way to tell if a lime is juicy, like in the store, if you're picking them, because you honestly don't want to bring home a not juicy lime because they are expensive, is to really like feel it in your hand, and if it gives a little, that means it has some juice to it. So try to get the ones that give a little. Also,
someone said you just skipped over that simple syrup amazingness. How did you just create that? So they didn't know you can make homemade simple syrup.
Oh yeah, so simple syrup is super easy. All the bars and restaurants, when they're adding simple syrup, they make their own in-house. It's literally just half sugar, half water. It doesn't even matter. You could make 4 cups of water, 4 cups of sugar, and then you just boil it down until it's like thicker. Depending on how much you're making, it'll take different amount of times to boil it down till it's thick. So you'll have to use your brain, you'll have to look at it, test it out. So yeah, try it out, let me know what you think. And like I said, it can stay in your fridge forever. So, well, maybe not forever, but like a really long time. So you can make a big batch, and then whenever you want to make fancy cocktails, it's just right there in your fridge. And I think it's like this stuff I told you guys is leftover from an event. I think it has like a weird flavor. It's not really my favorite, and I realized why today, because it has citric acid, sodium benzoate, which are preservatives. So they kind of give like an off flavor. So I don't even know if I'm gonna add that like I told you guys. Now, when it comes to tequila, we measure with our heart again. Depending on what kind of day you had or how festive you want to get is how much you should put in your pitcher. I'm going to, actually, my old roommate used to measure with her brain. I'm going to measure with a shot glass. So I'm making enough margaritas, casa-Leens, for 2 people. So I'm going to put 4 of these double shots in. So it's like 2 drinks each, right? What's the math on that, Chris? Double shots. If I'm putting, how many did I just say? I can't even keep up. 2 double shots? 2 double shots?
That would be 4 shots.
Might as well put 3.
Oh, you said 4 double shots.
Yeah, 4. I did say 4 at the beginning. All right. So we have lime juice, we have tequila, Casamigos. This is not an ad, but if Casamigos wants it to be, holler at me.
We met over a shot of Casamigos.
You said what? Oh yeah, Chris and I met over a shot of Casamigos in New Orleans. Very near and dear to my heart. Now when it comes to the elderflower liqueur, you're not going to want to add as much of it in because it's sweet and it can be overpowering. So I'm going to just add 2 of those. Actually, maybe I might just add 1 and see how I feel. 1.5 and see how I feel. This is going to be a strong drink, FYI. All right, now I'm going to stir it and taste it. Very important whenever you're cooking. And oh, this was the other thing I needed. Did this pull down? I'm gonna stir this and taste this. The other thing I had in this casa-Leen drink is my lemon ginger tea.
Whoa.
Chris is like, it took a turn. I don't know if I want this. Oh my God, this is so good. This is amazing by itself. It could be just like this on ice.
How many servings of margarita are you making?
Over ice, like if you're at a restaurant, they could probably make this 3. In my house, this would probably be 2. You could, if it's too much alcohol, it's also very strong. I can taste alcohol, but I like the taste of tequila, so that's not a problem for me. If you don't like the taste of tequila or alcohol, you could water this down with a little bit of club soda, a little bit of any kind of juice. You can put more lime juice, even some water, just to like water it down a bit. I had planned to put this lemon ginger tea in because it was a casa-Leen like after me, but Chris is over here like, I don't know how I feel about this. So maybe I'll keep it out just for my own glass.
What is that?
Lemon ginger tea. Lemon ginger tea in my good vibes only cup. That's all we have over here. Hoping for a win tonight. Also, the Saint Germain is pretty sweet. So like I said, I don't even need the simple syrup. The whole point of a margarita or my casa-Leen drink is the sharpness and acidity. And it's gonna pair perfectly with our super heavy chicken dip. Whenever you're eating something super heavy, you want a lighter drink. So I'm gonna mix my own in my own glass, so Christopher does not have to endure the tea of it all. In my very cool cactus glasses. Fun fact, it was like one of the first things that I bought when we moved into this house. I just felt like such an adult with my own cactus glasses. All right, my tea is a little bit hot, so I'm gonna put it in here so I don't break anything. It's not hot, it's just warm. And anytime you put warm things in the glass, there's always a chance of them breaking. So I don't want that to happen on camera. All right, seems good now. This is gonna be dangerous. I'm definitely gonna spill this, but whatever. So I'm gonna add like half the glass to it. Then I'm gonna add and then you want a good amount of ice in it. Question?
Is an old fashioned considered a light drink?
An old fashioned is not considered a light drink. Old fashioned is sweet. It's dark liquor, and yeah, no, I would not consider an old fashioned a light drink. Tasty, but not light.
Oh, also, people are really liking the soundtrack behind the.
Oh, nice. I guess I might hire this DJ for another occasion. He also DJs Lovers and Friends sometimes. The dinner party I used to have when we could be friends all outside. Now that we're all friends virtually, had to bring his talents to the online aspects of it. All right, so let me taste my drink. We just made a casa-Leen, which has some lemon ginger tea, fresh lime juice, Casamigos, and a little bit of Saint Germain, which is a elderflower liqueur. And interestingly, I thought it was like a super old liqueur. This was invented in 2007. Like how crazy is that? I've been alive I'm older than Saint Germain. Not telling you how old I am. Question?
Was the ginger tea sweetened?
No, I don't. I'm not I am a sweet person.
You just put a bunch of simple syrup in.
No, I didn't put any simple syrup. I said you could if you wanted it sweeter.
Gotcha.
But I told you guys the elderflower liqueur is kind of sweet itself. So if you don't like sweet drinks, you don't even need the simple syrup. But if you're someone that doesn't like the taste of alcohol, or you just like your drink sweet, you can add in the simple syrup. But I am more of an acidic drink person, and this is amazing and delicious. And Chris is gonna be sorry that he doesn't have tea in his, because it really rounds out the flavors, brings out the floralness of the Saint Germain, the acidity of the lime juice,
and the popcorn and the chicken dip.
And it's gonna pair perfect with our chicken dip. Speaking of our chicken dip, it's about time to take it out. We're about time to wrap things up here.
Also, someone said I need no simple syrup. I like to taste my alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna drink it, you might as well taste it. You might as well taste something or drink something that tastes good to you. Ooh, yes. This is looking amazing and smelling amazing.
Ooh, do you want to take them over there next so I can see it?
I'm gonna take it out. But yeah, I will. All right, super hot. Oh my gosh. So you wanna let your chicken dip sit for a little while before you dig into it. Because one, if you start digging into it right now, you're definitely gonna burn yourself. Unless you have a tongue made of steel. Also, it needs just like lasagna or like any kind of casserole, it just needs just like a second to set up a little bit. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I'm so excited about this. I might not be able to wait to eat these snacks until 9 o'clock. I'm just gonna sprinkle my scallions on over it. Oh my gosh. And then I'm gonna bring over my popcorn. Well, I almost touched that and it's hot. Bring over my popcorn and we are ready to, oh, I wanted to bring you guys over so you could see up close and personal how amazing, look at that cheesy deliciousness. Don't think about the calories. All right guys, so we have finished up our Chopped pre-party. Chopped is on. Chopped Champions is on at 9 o'clock. And I'm really nervous, so I hope you guys give me some good energy, just like Chefleen-Chella vibes always is. If you don't have cable, you can watch it on the Food Network app if you have someone's cable password. I don't know that. Also, I'm going to be live streaming it from my phone. It's going to be a little janky, but I'm going to put it on my TV. So if you don't have any of those things, you can watch it on live stream from here as well. And then directly following the show, I will be grilled. I'm really actually great for this too. By Janine Rumistine. She's going to be asking me all the tea, all the drama, and get down to the nitty gritty of exactly what happened on Chopped. So I hope you guys are here for some of the night. Pop in and out. Thank you guys for joining me. Oh, I think there's a question.
Do you have anyone that made it that they would like to show?
Oh, did anyone make it that would like, I think Nikki was cooking along. I don't know if yours is done yet. But does anyone want to join the live on Instagram if you have cooked along any portion of this meal? The casa-Leen, the buffalo chicken dip, the chopped pop without any, are you watching? If anyone said anything?
Nope, not yet. It just showed up.
Oh, okay. If anyone wants to show off their talents on, if anyone wants to see if they would be chopped by me.
You can't taste it. How are you going to chop it?
I'll chop you with my eyes.
You eat with your eyes, right?
But yeah, really guys, thank you so much for joining the pre-party. I hope you had some fun. I hope it brightened up your day. I also started my virtual classes. So I have Chefleen's virtual table. You can join the public classes. Next week I have knife skills and Italian favorites. I'll be making meatballs and focaccia bread, I think on Thursday. Also upcoming this week, I will be joining Harlem Cycle on Wednesday and taking over their Facebook and making smoothies. And on Thursday, I'm going to be making some vegan poke on its Heavy Baby's Instagram. Well, not her Instagram, but I'm going to be doing a Zoom class. She's an amazing personal trainer. And she has this package. It's only, I think, $15 a month, and you get 7 workouts. They are super hard. I struggled this week doing one. And you get some really cool programming like chefs and different meditators and things like that. So those are cool things coming up in the future. Join a virtual class. Also, you can book a private virtual Zoom party. This past weekend, I had a lot of fun making beignets. We took a trip to New Orleans. We made shrimp etouffee and beignets. Mm-hmm. That was super fun. But yeah.
Monica said she's joining the pasta class.
Oh yeah, Monica just signed up for the pasta class. That's May 14th, I think.
Desiree said that classes are bomb.
Classes are bomb. But you guys are what make them bomb. Because I love when everyone finishes with a really amazing dish and you guys all can be proud of what you made. But yeah, I don't think anyone wants to join, so we're going to sign on off the pre-party. I'm going to keep my pre-party going. And see you guys at 9 o'clock. We'll be watching live on my phone. You can watch on Food Network and on the Food Network app. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for believing me. And yeah, go Chefleen. Well, actually, just Chef Kathleen. Just Chef Kathleen on Chopped. They wouldn't take the whole Chefleen thing. But thank you guys. See you guys later. Bye.